Welcome to the Dating After Divorce podcast. I'm your host, Sade Curry, and I believe every divorced woman deserves a romantic relationship where she feels safe, loved, and cherished. You can create the most amazing life after divorce, and I will teach you how. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the podcast. I'm Sade Curry, your host. It has been a while since I recorded a podcast episode, and I have been settling into Miami. I moved here a year ago and then moved again this summer from the suburbs of Miami into the city. And I have been settling in full force and loving it. Oh my gosh, the city is just the best. So alive, so much going on, so much to see and do. And so if you're wondering why I have been out, it has been because of that and, handling things behind the scenes, working with my one-on-one clients, doing family things, taking care of my own business. So that is what I have been up to, but I am back in full force. And I wanted to share an observation that I have seen with a lot of my mostly one-on-one clients and also with some of my clients in the Dating After Divorce collective is the reason why we're not getting things done. And sometimes that thing that we're not getting done is dating. But for many of them, it actually isn't dating. It's other things in their lives. But you see the same pattern when it comes to doing things with dating. And that is the mental clutter that comes from thinking about our relationships. What's interesting is this is not always thinking about romantic relationships. Like this is just a pattern that I've just picked up over time. Sometimes our mental clutter isn't coming from a romantic relationship. We always think it is, and that always seems to be like the general idea is that women are always thinking about romantic relationships, and because of that, that's very distracting, and then we're not focused on making our goals happen, making our dreams happen, getting our own stuff done. But I actually have seen with my clients that it is the romantic relationship, but it is also the same way the mental clutter exists with romantic relationships. It exists in about the same way and the same volume of noise with relationships with parents, relationships with bosses, relationships with children, relationships with friends, and even relationships with random strangers. There is this conditioning that women have been conditioned. There's a way have been conditioned to be in the world, which is that we have to make sure everyone is fine. And, it shows up in you're walking through a grocery store and, you're passing strangers and you feel guilty if you don't even want to meet the stranger's eyes and smile. Now you wonder, oh my God, am I making them feel bad because I'm just trying to get in and get out and not say hello to anyone? Should I look at them and say hello? Should I not? What if I am the one person who can make this stranger's day? Like even with perfect strangers, this is happening. And there is a cost to that level of hyper awareness and hypervigilance about what other people are thinking and feeling and wanting and making them comfortable. It is draining you. It is sucking your time, your focus, your attention, and your energy. Oh my gosh, like I just have example after example of people that I have coached in the last 3 to 4 months on this issue. Yesterday, I was talking to a client in the Dating After Divorce collective, and, we were talking about dating, and then she just, over time, I had noticed that she was just always like tired. Like at the end of work, she was always so tired and so fatigued, and that would impact her ability to like get up and go on a date or leave the house or go to a social event, which she needed to do in order to meet someone that, might be right for her. And so I kept digging into it. She didn't think it was a problem, but I was like, well, I think this has to do with work. Like, I think you're fine dating, but work is having an impact. So I kept bringing it up and we kept talking about it. And this week I was like, let's spend a little time talking about this. What is your main mindset when you are in the workplace? What are you thinking about when you're going through your day? What are you thinking about? What's on your mind? And we sat with it for a minute and then she was like, well, I'm always worried that I won't be able to leave work in time and I'll have too much work and I'll have too much leftover work to be able to go out and meet someone for a date or go to a social event where I could meet someone that I want to be, that could be my partner. And so what was happening was throughout the day, so like you can say from 7 a.m. all the way to 4 p.m., she had this mental loop playing. Oh my God, will I be able to get this done? I better rush. Better rush and hurry up and get this. Let me get this done. Let me get that done. Let me get this done. Let me get that done. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. I don't know if I'm going to be able to leave on time. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to get it done on time. Now that loop was playing for 9 hours straight. She was rushing, feeling rushed all day long. And so then I asked, I was like, well, do you always leave work on time? She's like, no, sometimes I have to stay and get the work done. But sometimes I do. She's like, about 50% of the time I'm able to leave on time. 50% of the time I'm not. Or some of the times I do leave and I go on the date, but I take a little bit of time to get the work done, or I have to check in with like patients, during the date. And I was like, well, so it sounds like the rushing that you're doing 100% of the time really has no impact on whether you get to leave or not. Sometimes you can leave and sometimes you can't. And sometimes you're able to leave and take the work with you and you kind of get it done. Because she was doing a great job dating. She's fantastic. She's met so many great people over the last year. She's met some people that she's been close to, a commitment with, but, didn't quite work out. So she's great. She meets the right guys. They're all great. She has fun. But this thing was draining her. I was like, well, what if you just dropped the rushing? What if 30% of the time you're able to leave, 30% of the time you can, 30% of the time you take the work with you? The rushing isn't helping. The rushing thoughts are not helping. So we kind of coached on that and got to a place where we were able to shift that. And of course, that just happened yesterday. So we're going to see how it goes and keep working on it. But what I can see that will happen is once she's aware of this loop, she will be able to shift it. I will be able to work with her to shift it so that she can go through her day with a calmer mind, less anxiety, not feeling rushed, not feeling overwhelmed, in acceptance of whatever the outcome is going to be, which will create space in her mind to actually get the work done in time, or create space in her mind to be in a, even if she is late for a date or doesn't get to go on a date, to keep her energy. She will at least be energized, because our emotional state impacts our energy so much, so much. And I have another client who is in the middle of a divorce, not sure if they're going to divorce her or not, but her thoughts are so much on the betrayal that her husband brought into their relationship, and that loop is draining her energy. So in terms of her taking care of her money, making her own plans, figuring things out, she isn't able to do that because of that mental clutter. And so this is the work that I do. This is it's not the front-facing work. The front-facing work that I do is helping you meet a partner, right? If that's what you want, I will help you meet a partner. But behind the scenes is deeper work that's impacting you not meeting a partner. The deeper work that's been keeping you from being able to do it yourself. That's the thing. It's as a coach, I'm not telling you anything you don't know. I'm helping you implement. I'm helping you execute. I'm helping you get the things out of the way that have kept you from doing what you know to do. So you should put yourself out there. You know the things you should be doing. You know what you should be doing at work. You know what you should be doing with your children and your money. And you know all these things. My job is to help you get the things that are keeping you from doing it out of the way. And that's deeper work. That's got a lot more psychology that's got to go into that, neuroscience that's got to go into that, also customizing that. It's not just here are the 10 steps that will work for everybody. You've seen the 10 steps, you're like, that one didn't work for me, because your brain is unique, completely different from everyone else's brain. Your personality is different. Your situation is different. So bringing it back around, I want you to think about what's on your mind all day. What are you thinking about all day? What is the thing that is keeping you up at night, that volume of thoughts? And start to see how that connects with how tired you are, how scattered you might be, your ability to focus, and your ability to take action. Because whatever that thing is potentially draining you and keeping you from moving forward with a goal that you truly have, that you want to accomplish. So just wanted to come here and share that, because I was just literally, once I started noticing it, I started checking in with every single client. I'm like, okay, what's going on here? Let's check in with the volume of your thoughts. Let's check in with your goals. And to a T, everyone was having a volume of thoughts about one thing or another that was keeping them from moving forward. And so we are working on resolving all of that. I would love to hear from you. What is on your mind? What are your thoughts? What is the mental clutter that's stealing your time, focus, energy? Is it a partner? Is it a child? Is it your job? For some people, it was a boss. I have a client for whom it was not even her boss. It was a coworker that kept micromanaging her. This coworker would come to her desk every day, up until last Friday, because we coached last week, and ask her questions and steal her time. And she was like on edge and walking on eggshells and hypervigilant because this person would just not leave her alone. So it could be anything. I don't know what it is for you. I'd love to hear. And if you are interested in working on that so you can get some big goals done, I'm taking consultation calls between now and November 22nd for the rest of the year. So if you have been thinking about working with me or working with a coach, I would love to talk with you on a complimentary sales call to see if working with me is right for you. You can reach me at shadicurry.com/info to book your call, or just hit reply to any one of my emails. The link to this will be in the show notes as well. All right. I will be back with another episode soon. I think I'm going to be talking about this execution, implementing your goals thing quite a bit this fall. So if you are interested in that, stay tuned on the podcast or join my email list so you can get updates when I put this out. All right. Thank you for your time and attention, and I will see you next time. Thanks for listening today. If you are ready to get married after divorce, I want to invite you to download my free 8-video training specifically designed to help divorced women date with ease and get married again. Head over to shadicurry.com to get started. That's SADECURRY.com. I'll see you inside.